What is up, guys? Are you looking to make money and take advantage of AI but have no clue where to start? You see all of these different business models, all these different ways you can implement things into your own business, but you just don't know where to start. Today I'm going to be showing you something that you wish you heard earlier, but by the end of this video you're going to be glad that you know it now. And that is called AI Visibility. My name is Jackson. I'm the founder of the AI Visibility Agency. Now, you probably never heard of an AI Visibility Agency. And that's completely okay because this is so early. But this is one of the most lucrative things that is out there. The opportunity is basically getting businesses to show up first when their customers are searching for them on ChatGPT. Yes, it is that simple, but people just don't understand what this is. Not only do they not understand what this is, they don't understand how powerful this is, and they don't understand the shift that's happening with how consumers are buying products and services. Right now, about 40% of searches are done with AI from Gen Z. What does that mean? That means if we want to go find a product or service, what do? We ask ChatGPT. If my mom wants to go find a doctor, what does she do? She goes and asks ChatGPT. Now, is Google in this picture? No. So why are people spending money on Google ads? In fact, Google last year collected over $200 billion in ads. Where is all that money going to transition to? Chat, GPT, and other LLMs. That's where we make our money, right? And if you're a business owner, that's also where you make your money because none of your competitors know about this. So if you start showing up first on ChatGPT, guess what? You get that whole market. Guess what? You make a lot of money. And guess what? If you're you don't have a business, you're looking to make some money. If you help that business show up first, they're going to make a lot of money. Now you can take a percentage of that money or you can charge a monthly retainer, whatever one you want to do. Now, this model is super easy. It's technical, but I'll walk through that. But it's super easy and it's super simple and it's one of the easiest things to sell because businesses already know what Google is and they already, if they don't, it's super easy to explain to them the shift that's happening because Google is evolving into AI visibility. SEO is evolving into AI visibility. Now you might have heard AI visibility, SEO, GEO, all of these terms are all one thing, which is showing up when people search for you on LLMs, large language models. Now here's what you do. You help businesses get recommended by AI. Instead of ranking on Google, your clients show up when people ask ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity for recommendations. Now, what's the difference between this and just a regular SEO agency? First, SEO agencies, they optimize for Google rankings. What do? We optimize for AI recommendations. What do SEO agencies rank for? They rank for keywords. We rank for queries, right? What are the search terms that people are going to be searching for? Next, what do we rank for? We rank for authority, right? They rank for backlinks. We rank for authority. And this is one of the most... This is one of the biggest opportunities in the entire... in 2026 and 2027, 2028 right now. Because think about it. About 30 years ago, we had the beginning of SEO. And businesses like Amazon, all these big businesses popped off because they leveraged SEO. Next, we had meta ads. All of these big businesses, you guys watch, probably Alex Hormozi, all these people, Jim Launch, all of these businesses came off of that wave because the cost to get clients was super cheap. The next wave is off of LLMs like ChatGPT. That's what this agency is positioned. This is bigger than these AI automation agencies, AI transformation agencies, AI revenue gen, which is just an SMMA rebranded. This is bigger than all of these things combined because you are going at $200 billion is spent. Why is Google one of the most profitable companies in the world? Because of ad spend. Guess what? When people, like with meta ads, you are selling something, you're putting it out there and you are selling something that maybe people want, maybe they don't, depends on your offer. With Google, right, PPC, what you're doing is if someone wants window cleaning, if someone wants a plumber, if someone wants a home service CRM, you are targeting that specific keyword and they are coming to you, which means those leads are qualified because they organically they wanted that thing. And guess what? When they go to ChatGPT, they want that thing, but not only do they want that thing, they want it more and it's more specific, and they trust AI. And leads that come from ChatGPT convert 4.4 times as likely as they do from Google. What does that mean? When you get leads from ChatGPT, they are way higher quality. What does that mean? If you're a business, it means your close rate's going to go up, which means you can charge more, which means you make more money, which means you have more margin, which means you beat your competition. Guess what? If you're an agency, you get better results. When you get better results, your clients are happy, and what do they want to do? Pay you more. You can increase your prices, or you can take a revenue split. Now, here's a 5-step blueprint to actually launching your agency in 2026. Again, guys, this is so new and this is so lucrative that let's get into it. How does AI search actually work? What makes AI recommend businesses, products, services? People. Let's say you don't want to work with, politicians or government agencies or, well-named people and control what their image is on ChatGPT. That's another service, right? Now you can go, sell to the government or sell to these big, corporations and companies, say, hey, I'm going to clean up your image. There's so many different angles you can take within this industry. That is the fastest growing industry this will be the fastest growing industry for the next 5 years. And you probably never heard of it. And I hope that this video is small, because if everyone jumps on this, I hope this doesn't blow up. Right? How do you actually do it? Well, first you need to create content that LLMs understand. You need to format it properly. You need to include tables and FAQ questions. You need your structure of your site, right? If you just build a site on Lovable, one of these things, it's probably not going to rank. Why? Because of the structure. You need to understand the actual structure of the site and the formatting. You need to understand blogs. You need to understand authority signals. You need to understand domain authority and backlinks and citations. You need to understand that maybe this website has more domain authority than my website. So if they backlink my website, now I get some of that domain authority. Just like if I stand right next to the Dwayne The Rock Johnson, take a picture with him, I get some of that authority. It's the same thing with websites. Also, we need to set up tools to actually track this, because if I just say, hey, I'm going to get you to rank higher on ChatGPT and I don't provide any actual proof, now it's just me saying things and you believing it, which you will in the beginning, but in the end, once this gets more competitive in the next few years and there's more people going and starting these types of agencies, it's going to be like, well, prove to me, you know what I mean? Give me results. Or what if you have a revenue split? Now you need to build a lead form that collects those leads and then build an AI that automatically books them into the business's calendar. That way you can take a revenue split and track the revenue that's going into that business. Next, you need to pick a niche. If you're starting this, you need to work with a niche. You don't want to work with everyone. You want to pick a niche. If you come from, maybe you had a window cleaning business, maybe you have a plumbing business, maybe you're a doctor, maybe you have a marketing agent, doesn't matter. Pick a niche. Maybe your friend's a real estate agent. Great, first customer. Pick a niche. Pick a niche and pick this quick, and pick a niche. Like think in your head, what is a niche? Like in your gut, it's telling you some sort of niche. That is the one. Pick that niche. Don't think about it. You're going to stay with that niche, and you're going to stay with it for a long, long time. That is your niche. That's tied to your identity. Tie that to your identity. That is your niche. That is who you're helping. You will understand that business more than that business understands itself. You will become the best in that business at getting them recommended on ChatGPT. Okay, boom. You are the expert of that niche. What's cool about this is it is so early, so if you search up, AI visibility agency, you're going to see like 10 of these. In 2 years, you're probably going to see 100,000. Huge shift. Listen, every niche is available right now. There is like 1 or 2 people, maybe, if it's a popular niche, and that is it. What does that mean? There's no competition. What does no competition mean? A lot of demand, no competition. What does that mean? It means you make a lot of money. Next, you want to figure that. You speak with that. I can't speak. Go to that niche, and you want to start getting case studies. You're going to set up tracking, right? Use that tracking, get case studies. Say, hey, your AI visibility improved by this. Hey, based on these lead forms, when we first started, you were getting about 1 lead or 0 leads per month from ChatGPT. Now you're getting about 10 leads. Now the next month you got about 15 leads, and now you have a 20% growth rate based on all of these blogs and citations and other strategies that we're doing to actually increase your AI visibility. Hot niches, easy niches. roofers, local service businesses, super diluted though, e-com businesses, software companies. Healthcare is a big one. Another one is government officials, politicians, any of these kind of lucrative, super niches, but those are hard to get into unless you're a politician or something. So what is your advantage? Do you have friends? Do you have family? What are your advantages? And go with that niche that earlier you picked in your gut, and that is tied to your identity. Next, you want to build your structuring. How are you going to do this? Are you going to offer $1,000 per month, $10,000 per month, $10,000 one time, $10,000, and then $500 per month plus a revenue split? What is the actual structure of your offer? This depends on your niche. A lot of people try to cram different things in different niches. If you are going with a low ticket off or business, right? Let's say I'm going with a window cleaning business. Most of these guys are not balling, right? These guys are not going to be balling, and they're not going to give you $10,000 up the front, right? What you're going to do with these is you're going to put them on a cheap monthly retainer, right? It's $500 per month. I'm going to help you with AI visibility. That's $6,000 per year, but it's not all up front because these guys don't have a lot of money. If I'm working with a stem cell clinic or, a dentist office or a lawyer or a lending office, right? Someone that has a lot of money, maybe they drive a Ferrari and stuff. Well, then I'm going to charge you $10,000 plus a revenue split if I look into your business and I actually think there's a lot of potential. Or if I'm maybe, it's like not as confident, I want to add a monthly retainer in that as well, right? Okay, this is a good rule. If they are high ticket, you charge one high up front and then MRR or revenue split after. If they are low ticket, you charge low ticket MRR. Super simple kind of formula to figure out what do I charge per my niche. Also, remember, if they are broke, you probably don't want to be selling to them. You want to be selling to the rich, right? If I'm in real estate, a lot of real estate agents are really broke, but there's a lot of rich ones. I want to try to be selling to the rich ones. Now, will I sell to the poor ones too? Yes, because I'm trying to get cases and clients. But to the poor ones, my offer might look different. I might charge you $500 per month. If you're super rich, if you're a really good real estate agent, at the top of the top, I'm probably going to charge you maybe $15,000 and then $800 per month plus a revenue split or not, depending on what you want to do or how complicated that is per your niche, right? Real estate revenue split can get kind of hard, so you might want to do it maybe every client your home you sell or client you get from this, maybe I take a finder's fee of $2,000. You can be creative with it based on your niche, and you will learn what's best after you have a few clients. Next, to get your first clients, you want to be working for free. You want to go reach out to a whole bunch of businesses and say, hey, can I help you for free? What does this mean? This means that you're basically just going to do an audit and look at things like their schema, their web crawler accessibility, and you're just going to say, hey, do you guys show up? Do you guys not show up? Here's some things you can improve. Hey, your website doesn't even show up on ChatGPT. Here's some things I thought you could improve. Just add an obscene amount of value and say, hey, this is a new thing. This is new for me. This is new for you. I just want to, I really want to become the best at this because this just came out. And not only that, but I want to help you become the best at this as well. And it's kind of this symbiotic relationship. Another thing is you can cold call, right? Cold calling is getting harder with all of these AI receptionist stuff. I have a few businesses. Do I pick up my phone? No, not really. Why? Because all of them are these AI receptionists that say XYZ, blah, 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 blah. But it can work. Another thing is setting and outreaching, right? So go ahead, go use Instagram or something, buy a little check mark and go DM as many people as you can. Start watching those ads. If you get ads, let's say I get an ad on my feed for a local plumber, boom, I'm going to DM you on the ad. Then Instagram's going to start trying to brainwash you with more local service ads, and you just click on them and start DMing them. Next, you can, email people. But what works best for people who are just getting started, it's just leverage your connections. You probably have friends who are real estate agents, or friends who are maybe a dentist, or family, or cousins, or long lost, whatever, someone you went to high school with. It does not matter. Maybe post on a story, hey, I'm looking to help some people with AI visibility, which means that, and you got to explain this because no one really knows what AI visibility is, which means you're going to get clients from ChatGPT. Going to network groups depends on where you're at. If you're in the middle of mid Mississippi or something, maybe networking groups are not that good. Maybe you should do something else. But if you're in like Austin or Arizona or Miami, then there's a lot of networking groups. Those would be really good. All right, so it just depends on where is your location. What are some of your advantages? Next, you want to build systems. What's cool about this business is once you understand what to do and your niche and your pain points, you can use AI and all of these AI tools out there to automate all of your fulfillment. What does this mean? This means that let's say I have a plumbing business. What happens when I make a sell for my plumbing business? I gotta fulfill it, or I gotta send a guy or two fulfill it, or I gotta do something, and that costs me money, right? Maybe that costs me 20%. What's cool about this is once you start getting the hang of it and you can create those SOPs, instead of delegating it to a person, you're going to delegate it to an AI that works 24/7. And what's cool about this is that means your margin is going to go up, which means you have more cash flow, which means you can scale or do whatever you want or pay yourself or whatever you want to do with the excess cash flow. And that is what's cool about this. You see a lot of people who say these one-person businesses. This is one of the opportunities where you can build a one-person business. Now, I wouldn't recommend that because it's going to be lonely and all that type of stuff. I'd recommend joining a community, which you can do, but I wouldn't recommend fully doing the one-person business. But if you want to go that route, this is an opportunity that allows you to do that route versus if you just had a window cleaning business or something. You're going to have to hire people because they need to clean the windows, right? This is something that's called infinite scale. This is a business that technically you can do, and there will be people who do this just by themselves that are making tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars as this TAM and as this industry matures over the next 5-10 years with this model. Now, you want to use a few different tools for tracking and setting up. I have a full PDF if you want it on all the tools I use. In fact, I even have some custom tools for my agency because a lot of what we do, we've built tools around it so we can deliver the best results possible. Now, why is 2026 the best time? I got into this in 2025, and the reason I got into this was because my business started getting a lot of leads and a lot of clients from ChatGPT, and I said, holy shit, this is crazy. And I started asking other people, are you getting jobs from ChatGPT? And they said no. And I said, oh wow. And then I started telling more people, and they were like, hey, can you do this for me? And I was like, no. And then I kept getting more people saying that, and I was like, you know what, sure, I'll do it for you. And then I started getting them results, and I was like, oh wait, this is actually pretty cool. And yeah, that's how it went. So 2025 was, when I beginning of 2025 was when I first started, super early. And the only other person I'd met in 2025 that was doing this was at some startup. He was some super small guy at a startup, wrote a blog about this thing, but like it was theory. It was still theory. By 2026, there's some people doing it, but there's not that many. It's so freaking early. There's no competition. There is literally no competition right now. In fact, you're watching this, you probably have not heard of this stuff, or if you have, you don't understand it or how to get into any of this stuff. Businesses are desperate. The businesses that do know this are like, hey, I want to show up on ChatGPT SEO or AI search or whatever the fuck they call it. They're desperate and they will pay a lot, and there's a lot of arbitrage that can happen. Now, you do not want to take advantage of businesses because obviously the LTV and the long-term relationship is super important for these B2B agencies, which people also don't understand is like, think about it. I don't want to charge $10,000 right out the gate, and then do a horrible job. Now you're going to buy from me. I would make so much more money if I just did an extremely good job, and over 10 years you pay me a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, now I can sell that business and you're happy. Like, I don't have enough time to get into all these details and all these things. I'm trying to make a high-level summary with this, but there's so many things. I could make a 100-hour video on this whole business model, all these things that you need to watch out for, and all these things you should do and you shouldn't do, because I have unfortunately had to deal with it because no one else has done it. Like, this is so new that it's like, it's kind of the Wild West, and so it's like Daniel Boone. In fact, I'm actually related to Daniel Boone. When he went all the way to the Pacific Northwest and he was exploring, there's no like trail to go. You kind of are just, you going, right? And you don't know what the fuck, maybe you see a bear, like what do you do then? And so there's a lot of things and a lot of obstacles. I've kind of paved that path through a lot of trial and error and a lot of money spent on, I don't need to get into detail, but yes, This works, and if you go out on your own, I just want you to know that you're gonna spend a lot of money. You're gonna be a lot of confused, and you're not gonna like. You gotta know your shit to sell, right? It's really hard to sell something you do not understand, and so that's one of the most important things with this. And I've seen a few people who try to sell this, but they don't know anything, and they don't have any sales. You can't sell something you don't know. Let's do a quick recap. Learn the fundamentals of AI search. You should learn the specifics on AI search and why. Like, you should actually know what you're doing. Next, you want to pick a profitable niche. You already have that ingrained in your identity. Next, you want to build your service offering, right? What is your pricing model? And you can tweak that. You don't have to, do that the whole time, but you can tweak it based on who you're selling to. And next, you want to start getting some clients and getting some case studies. And then after that, you want to scale and you want to automate. That's the cool thing about this, which you just couldn't do a couple years ago, is you can build you can basically automate fulfillment and delegate it. So where instead of people actually doing the fulfillment, it's more of a management role. And not only that, but you can build it if you actually know what you're doing. You can make it so the AI can do a better job than a human can do anyways, which is cool. Because for me, it's like I only delegate if like I know you can do. The rule of thumb is like you do 100%. If you delegate it, that person can do 80%. My thing is, no, you better be the same as me because I'm putting my reputation on the line. You know what I mean? And that's cool with an AI is it really can do it in a really good job, and it can help you and it can allow you to deliver so much more value than you could have just a few years ago. And the cool thing that I've noticed is when you deliver an obscene amount of value, clients, they owe you. Even though they've already paid you, they feel like they owe you more because they're just confused on why are you giving all of this value. You have driven so much revenue to my business. You've increased all of these things in my business. You have taught me so many things that I could have paid hundreds of thousands for. Why are you so valuable? Now, one of the cons to this is people get suspicious because they're like, why are you so valuable? But the thing is, and this is one of those universal laws, if you help someone, they will owe it to help them. And you don't need to cash it in right off the bat, right? I don't need the cash. I say, hey, $10,000 for, I gave you $1 million worth of stuff, $10,000 or something. No. But what will happen is they'll start telling their friends. And then they'll start, pushing around. I have also noticed one of the cons, and people will tell their friends, but also a lot of people won't. And the reason with that is because sometimes there's some of these AI tools and stuff that people just don't talk about. Why? Because they are like fire when no one had fire. And so it's kind of hard to get referrals. It's easy to get referrals, I guess, but it's also kind of hard from some people because they just like, it depends on what you're, if I help, let's say I help a plumbing business, right? No, I'm actually, let's say, okay, I'm helping the doctor, right? I'm helping the dentist. And that dentist isn't going to go tell all the other local dentists that, hey, jump on this AI visibility stuff. Why? Because that's going to hurt their results, right? Because it's per market, it's winner takes all market. Now, will they go tell their plumbing friends? Sure, different market. But you see what I'm saying? So you're going to get different, like your referrals will be from different niches, not their own niche, because they want to safeguard this for their own niche since it works so well. If you enjoyed this video, if you gained any value, if you're looking to start your AI visibility agency, or if you are looking to dominate AI visibility in your market, maybe you have an existing business, it does not matter. Go ahead and book a call with me and my team. I don't think I'm allowed to leave links yet in this YouTube video, so I'm going ahead and I will add my email. Email me. We'll see if you're a good fit for us. We turn down a lot of businesses just because of the way that our model kind of works. We win when you win. So we need to make sure you're an actual legitimate business and you do the numbers that we work with on our clients. If you gain some value, please share this video. Some of you probably won't share this video because, there's it's pretty new, there's a lot of value. But if you're feeling like, I want to give back, go ahead and share this video. Like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. This is a beautiful time to be born. I know there's a lot of chaos and a lot of confusion, but there's some crazy advantages and some crazy opportunities. Right now, as we speak, this is so freaking early, but if you jump on this, you will change the direction of your life. I promise you.